Hey everybody, welcome to Kings and Queens of Porn. During Corona, okay? Sorry we're a little bit late. Alexa, my darling co-host. And then I have with us our special host tonight, Dred. And Dred's not only a porn star, he also is a man of many hats. So I'm going to let him tell you that. He got like... Go ahead, Dred. Like, he manages a couple of porn stars. He does work in the ATL. Alexa, know who he knows? Mr. Nuts.
Who? Oh my God, Fred, I love Mr. Nuts. God, I miss that man.
As a matter of fact, Lex, I think I met you before. You probably don't remember.
I probably have.
Didn't you come to one of Fred's events about a year and a half ago?
In Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I came there. Wasn't that the night I think Thor and all of them were there? Weren't you there with them?
No, I wasn't there with them. I was at the one before.
The one before, yeah. I came to the one before, too. I think that's where I met you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was there. And I brought Amanda Panda there that night, actually, and we met you that night. But we were only there for a while, and then we left.
Yeah, with those events, there's always so much going on. There's so many people I get to meet, and I'm like, okay, who was that? Where did they go? Yeah, they're always a lot of fun.
Alexa.
Yeah, I was just starting then. Well, I wasn't just starting. It was my first time meeting the people through Fred. Well, Mr. Nuts. When I say Fred, I mean Mr. Nuts. So.
Yeah.
Alexa, so you went to Atlanta and was 5 hours away from me.
Girl, I didn't know you then.
Yes, you did. We've been doing this show almost 3 years.
Okay, maybe I didn't know you then.
You did. Our anniversary's in November.
Oh, damn.
Because we were supposed to do Exotica last year.
Oh, I know. If they ever allow me to get out of with my friends down in the States, called my foreign country, maybe we'll be able to come down there again. But unfortunately, we're locked down here like Fort Knox. Like, there's freaking Alcatraz up here in Canada. Like, I can't
That's
go
all
nowhere.
right. We were just talking about that on the last show, and I keep telling everybody, go ahead, keep shopping at Walmart. I said, because that's going to be your home eventually. I said, that's going to be all your FEMA camps, and y'all think I'm crazy. I said, but I haven't shopped Walmart in 10 years. I said, but you keep shopping Walmart. And then the artist was cracking up with me. He was wild. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
So, Dred.
Yes, man. Yes. How's it going?
Did you start with the porn star thing, or did you start managing porn stars, or?
I sort of started with the porn because I figured I always knew I wanted to be in behind the scenes. I had the business before Exotic Angels Entertainment, and I figured after meeting Fred and some more other people, I figured that I would use my skills in order to get to know everybody and just do it for a little while and then get behind the scenes once I got the relationships. So that's sort of what I did. I built with Fred and with G and Team VP, and I started with them. I already had told Fred my ideas, me, him, and Pussy Bandit and Richard Man. All of us had talked a couple times, and I was just trying to figure out how to get in, so I figured I would have to perform first a lot and get to know people first. And I was going to use that as a backdoor way in. Because I'm a people person anyway. So I knew once I met people and they got to talk to me and this and that it would work out. And that seems to be what's happening.
Well, and the amazing thing for you is that you've actually found a group of guys who, do this as a business and take it serious as a business. And on top of it, they're all just incredibly amazing people. So it's great that you were able to find the groups, because a lot of times people get in and they don't know, and they're like, oh yeah, I think I'm in with the right people, and they're really not at all.
Yeah, that's what I learned. Fred talks so. You know how if you've met Fred, you've met him. So you know how he pushes.
Oh, I've more than done than met him. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I know,
right? Fred and I are very intimately connected. Those two. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know. So when you're talking to him, he pushes independence, he pushes work, and he pushes content, and he lets you know if you get the content, the money will come. So talking to him, And once he taught me the game and I figured everything out from messing with him, then I started meeting people, buying cameras, buying software, making connections, like I say, and then kept doing it with him. I went to a couple of his events first, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me. I'm like, how are he getting all these people to come to these events? And it's a good time, and you're over there for like 3-4 days, and I couldn't figure out how he was pulling it off. And then I sat down and I talked to him. He was like, yeah, man, just watch me, and you'll figure it out. And I figured it out, and it was amazing. It was like, oh, my God. He got
it's like it's an epiphany. Yeah.
And that's
and
real,
you know what I love about him?
Yeah, that's real that somebody shares that, too.
I was just going to say what I love about Fred is the fact that even when I was there, he you know, I was in his home, and he's like, Alexa, come with me, sit down at this computer, I want to show you. And he's like, he says, I used to for years in the beginning of this. It was like, if I knew, I couldn't share it with anybody else because then somebody else is going to take my idea, or somebody else is going to, you know, railroad me or screw me over. And he goes, and it wasn't until he met G. And G changed that for him. And G is probably one of my all-time favorite people in the industry. Just love that man. And have huge mad respect for him. But he said, you know, and G's like, no, you gotta, when you know it, share it, because people are going to take it away. They're going to come back, and they're going to give it to you 10 times more.
Yeah.
And people have that relationship, and then they trust you, and they're like, hey, man, I got somebody new. Can you show them what you showed me? Or, hey, now that you showed me, I want to show somebody else, and it's just a chain of fact, you know?
Exactly.
And it's incredible.
People hate too much, and that's you know what I mean? People feel that they can't advance in business unless they hate. Instead of grow with you, build with you. We don't have to be anything else, just build. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep building and getting that, you know.
But,
and Dred,
you know, the one thing I figured out, though, it's a lot, like, me meeting Fred and them was like sort of the best thing that happened to me, because after meeting Fred and them, I've met so many other people that are the exact opposite. Now, G, I just talked to G. We was at Fred's event. You know, his mother had passed. Me and him talked. We had a good day. And this was in March. This was right before Corona happened. I had an event in Atlanta March 9th through the 12th. And then Fred picked up from the 12th through the 16th, him and Richard Mann and G and all them were in town.
Well, I've seen them.
We had it going on all weekend down there. And I actually got a couple shoots with Richard and Rebel Rider and all of those people that were there. We did some good stuff. And G was there, and we did some more work, and we talked a long time, you know, about his mom, and then we drank. Of course, Tanqueray is his favorite.
Tanqueray!
That's why I just said some my drink.
That's my man with this Tanqueray over there. Yeah. Tanqueray all the way.
And they always show mad respect and mad love. Fred comes to every event. I try to Fred do maybe 3 or 4 a year. I probably do 2 or 3 a year events.
Which is amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, and every time I have one, for like last event I had before this one, Fred was my cameraman. He stayed the whole week with me. And, you know, we go back and forth. When he does an event, he'll let me know. We'll invite people to town. We'll use my resources and his, and we'll just pull it off, and it works out for everybody, because the content is what's most important if you know what's going on. If you got your websites, you got everything bumping, you really actually don't need anyone but the network of people, and the content is going to sell itself. The business sells itself, really, especially if you're in, you know, I don't know if we can say Pornhub and all those places, because of the traffic that goes through there, the natural traffic. 60 million a day, Pornhub is going to go anyway. 400 million people, but 60 million a day, you only have to work that. It's going to go anyway.
Yep.
And once you get that going, and then you have the people that are going to work with you. It's easy. Now that I've figured it out, like I said, from when I first got there, I didn't know what was going on. I'm just seeing all these people, and he had people from, like, cross seas. He had people from California, Texas. I couldn't figure out how did he get them all to this little house in Atlanta.
Hell, he had me come all the way from BC, Canada. I flew down to Atlanta for. Like, I was way the hell away out there. I'm like, all right, brother.
And it works out good, and then you get to meet people, and everybody's different too. All the women are different, all the guys are different. I've learned that you have your biggest issue with the guys, though. He told me that too, and I didn't believe it, but you have
everybody thinks it's the women. Everybody thinks it's the girls and the drama and stuff. It's not. It's the guys.
Why? Why would the guys be like that?
I've had some of my female talents get stood up by guys. You wouldn't even think that guys would stand up a girl for a content, but they do all the time. They don't show. I don't know if it's because of maybe it's testing. Maybe they don't like to. Because I've learned a lot of people think because these phones are so good that they can just shoot something with their phone and it goes the same way. But if you don't have lights, camera, action, it's a wasted scene to me. It's okay for OnlyFans, but I try to get everybody to learn that you're not going to eat long off of OnlyFans. If you don't have a lot of avenues going on, OnlyFans ain't going to get it. And you're going to need lights, camera, action for that. You know what I mean? All that other stuff. The phones don't work.
Who did you just say?
When you have somebody who knows, too. G knows what he's doing. Fred knows what he's doing. They've been doing this a long time. They know what they're doing, you know? So, yeah, that's why they're the professionals. That's
why I call them in.
Yes. Yeah.
And, besides that, I talked to Fred. I didn't talk to him before this, but I talked to him, I think, last time we spoke. But we're supposed to have something going on right after this COVID thing is over. We're going to just throw a big pool party in Atlanta just for people to unwind after this is over. It's not going to be any filming.
That's going to be phase 2, then they all going to die.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to do it too soon. We're waiting.
Then who you got out there? Everybody's in Atlanta, so everybody can attend it, and then y'all gonna die too. Like, no, don't do it. Wait till next year to do it.
Here's the crazy thing, though, is that I actually heard today. I didn't really hear. I seen a post of somebody on Twitter today saying, "Hey, my June's already almost booked up. You know, I'm going to be heading out to Miami and then doing back-to-back weekends into Vegas and stuff." And I'm like, this isn't to June. I'm like, okay, so is it in the States, like, basically everything is all open and, you know, you can fly in here and there. And so I actually messaged this individual and I said, hey, are you shooting for a particular company in, you know, one of these cities? And she's like, yeah, I am. And I'm like, wow, so there's production companies actually going back to full filming in June.
No, not that I've heard. Like, I know, content, what I've been figuring, looking around on Twitter, a lot of the content creators, which is different from the adult industry, they're doing their own thing. Me and Fred was talking about that because I feel like you don't gain as much off a content creator as they gain off of you. So that's just, to me, as far as the money goes, as far as the adult industry, because they dilute it so much with the way that they work. That's why they can get in there. They're not doing a lot of testing. They're just going on friendly stuff, the content girls that come back and forth to Atlanta, versus if you're going through talent testing and getting all your stuff done the right way. They're really just, I haven't heard anything about June as far as companies shooting. Not me. I don't know. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. Well, I know that this one in particular, well, maybe it was not supposed to be said. You know, maybe they would have preferred to have that be kept quiet. But I'm like, I'm not stupid. I can figure shit out pretty quick, right? I mean, you start posting stuff on there. But I mean, I do know that there are people still shooting with each other. You know, and there are still, you know, like, hey, we're talent, and talent testing is open. So they're getting the test done, and then they're just shooting with each other, and you know, trying to keep it very, very low key, and then they're just going to release all the content that they have after COVID, so it doesn't look like they're shooting and actually filming during this time. But you know, people are taking that risk, and that's the business. But it's risky. It's risky.
Yeah, it's very, very risky. Like, me and Fred, I did a post up in Twitter about the content. Like, everybody was against content exchange events prior to the COVID, but then when you sit down for 51 days and you run out of content, you have nothing to post, it starts to get a little bit funny then, because we have so much content, but everybody wants to get paid, and they don't understand the power in sometimes showing up to these content events, because if you don't have any content for times like this, then you're dead, really. You know, that's how it looks out here when you look on Twitter. People posting old stuff and like solo scenes and stuff with no actual content. Like I said, we had just did one right before, come out of that with like 116 scenes. You know, I mean, different scenes over that week that we had. So we had enough content passed out. If this thing,
not me, man. When I was
y'all can stop for a minute. Explain. Yo, wait, Chop, stop. Explain to everybody what content is, because y'all talking about content and everybody listen, they don't know what content is.
Okay. Well, content is this right here. If you have a company like I have, I would throw a content exchange event where I would get, the last event I had 19 adult entertainers in town. I had like, I think I had 10 women, 10 females, and like 9 males, and a few other buffers here and there. So what we would do is, content people, the guys and the girls would shoot with each other, and they would exchange the content. With me being the person that runs the event, I would get the overall, all of the content. So I would make sure, just say if it was Alexa and say Fred shooting, they would shoot 20, 30, 40 minutes, see however long they wanted to be. They have to have the concept and everything going. And when it's over, do pictures, pretty girl pictures, shoot the scene, com shot, all of that. They would get the scene, and they would have it be theirs to do whatever they wanted to do with it. And then if you're there for like 3-4 days, she could do 3-4 scenes a day. You know what I mean? With different people there. If you have enough people there, she gets scenes with everybody. If she wants gangbangs, she wants threesome, girl, however she wants to do it. And that's her content and the people she worked with content. And so they own that, and then they can put it out whenever they want to. As long as the model releases are signed and everything is good, IDs exchange, pictures exchange, you can do whatever you want to with it. The content is the content that you shoot, whether it's whatever type scene you want to do it, whether it's a girl or a guy girl or whatever you want to do, that's yours to have. Me doing the events, I might invest, say, a couple $1,000s to get houses and set everything up, and then have the cameraman on set, and we shoot. And we try to get as much we can get done in a day, every day while everybody's there. Invite people from all over the country. Last time I had people from everywhere, from out in Vegas, from as far west, as far as east, north, and south as they can come from. And then that's how it works. And then I sit back and I look over all the content, because of my event, I get it all.
Right.
You know, my company does. So I get all the content. So I came out last time with 116 scenes. Between 19 performers, everybody got 8 to 9 scenes apiece. Some got more, some got less. So in the end, I ended up with that many scenes. So enough to last. If I put out, say, if I want to put out a scene once a week, I can't. 52 weeks in a year. If I got 116 scenes, that's at least 2 years. If I want to just put out one a week,
right.
You know what I mean? So it's sort of easy to do once you figure it out. You know what I mean? I lost a lot of money in the beginning though, because you don't make money without losing something first. So. But I've sort of figured it out now. Then I'm managing all these people, that the more content I put out, the more good work that I do, and the connections that I make, I meet more people who don't. You can have people been in the industry for years and still haven't figured out how to get money. You don't have to be in it forever to figure out how to get money. You got people been doing it 10 years and still haven't figured out how to get money themselves without getting like a paid shoot or getting signed onto an agency or something. You really don't need that. I can't tell no one that, because I haven't been in it long enough, but I've actually seen it.
Same as in the artists in the music industry, though.
Who've been in the industry for a while and come around, and they just don't. I was surprised that some of the people who've been in it for a while don't know what's going on. It was surprising to me.
Well, I mean, some people don't figure it out. Some people do it different ways. I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the ways that people develop themselves in the porn industry is just like the music industry. I see it more and more all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know about the producing and all that, but
yeah, if you talk to somebody, I don't know if y'all talked to Richard Mann a couple times, but talking to him is like talking. That's like a encyclopedia.
Yeah,
he can tell you everything about it.
I just talked to him the other day and asked him if he finished his book yet, and he hasn't.
No, he's no. I mean, he's supposed to come out. He's supposed to come out here. I want to say he said in end of June. No, he has an event coming up. Well, but prior to this happening, he was supposed to have an event coming up in June or July? Out west.
Know.
He's supposed to have something out west in
that
June
was my
or
first
July.
interview.
Richard Mann was?
Yeah, one of my first interviews. It was a girl first and then him. 3 years ago.
Yeah, interesting.
And he blew me away.
I bet that was interesting. Did y'all get into politics?
No, he was straight all porn.
Don't
Like
even-
my boss was laughing.
I'm talking about the
You'll need more than an hour, Cal. I'm telling you right now, you'll need more than an hour. Don't even get him started on that.
Yeah, he didn't go. We went into a little bit, but I mean, it was all straight, like different, like you were saying last week to the other guy. And Ralphie said to say hi. He said he knew you. He left a comment on my one of my pictures.
You mean you talking about Ralph Horn?
Yeah, we called him Ralphie last week. We gave him the name Ralphie.
Yeah, we call him Ralphie.
We had a ball last week.
It's Ralphie now.
That's my guy. He texted me this morning. Me and him. I actually met Ralph.
He got a good personality.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He can draw, and he's a real cool cat. To me, I think rap should be out of here already. I don't know what's the hold up. I don't know if
He's
he's
gonna climb. I already
holding
told him that. You can see it. He's gonna climb.
This was all breaking out in March. I was on tour, and I was actually in New Jersey, and I was like, we should just call Ludus. Where is he? I'm like, I